Election Day is fast approaching, and this year, county elections officials say if you plan to mail in your ballot, don't wait.
The post office has changed their operations.
We'll break down the changes.
Waking up to another frosty morning here in the inland northwest, but we got sunshine and mild afternoon.
Justin Crenshaw lashes out at a Spokane County judge today after being resentenced to life in prison for a double homicide 15 years ago. We'll take you to the tense hearing. Good evening and thank you for joining us for the KREM 2 Night Report. I'm Mark Hanrahan. First up tonight, Spokane County voters keep an eye out for your ballots. They go out tomorrow for the November election. And this year, Spokane County officials say it's more important than ever to get them back quickly. KREM 2's Connor McAvoy explains tonight.
Ballots are hitting mailboxes across Spokane County this week, but election officials say don't wait to send them back. Spokane County auditor says with recent changes to USPS, that could delay delivery, making it more important than ever to send ballots in sooner rather than later.
Don't wait until Election Day to put your ballot in the mail.
Spokane County Auditor Vicki Dalton says county officials have all hands on deck, ready to count each ballot come November 4th. But she says there's a chance of potential delays and rejected ballots.
When you get your ballot, be sure to fill it out and get it back to us. And if you are going to mail it, we're suggesting that you get it in the mail stream by no later than the Friday before Election Day. The post office has changed their operations.
That's because of the United States Postal Service new service standards as of April of this year. Those new standards include a shift to once daily mail pickups instead of twice daily at multiple post offices, faster and slower standards for different forms of mail like packages and letters, and lowering transportation costs by more than $2 billion. All these changes, USPS says, in an effort to save money. That's why Dalton, along with other members of the county, are asking voters to vote the week before Election Day if they're mailing their ballot. While Washington State allows ballots to be counted if they're postmarked by Election Day, Dalton worries any delays in postmarking from these changes to USPS could risk them being rejected. Dalton says the change, while cost-effective for USPS, creates challenges for Spokane County and its voters ahead of election night.
That does cause some difficulty for our voters in making sure our voters can get their ballots back on time.
She hopes the change doesn't impact voter turnout and all properly submitted ballots this November election are counted.
We just have to adjust how we operate, and more importantly, we have to make sure that voters understand.
She says as ballots get mailed out tomorrow, residents can expect them in their mailbox around Friday or Saturday. Dalton advises if you can't get your ballot in and postmarked by the Friday before election night, you're encouraged to drop off your ballot here at one of these official ballot drop boxes across the city and county. You have until 8 p.m. on the dot on election night to do so. If you're in line, your vote will be counted. Connor McAvoy, KREM 2 News.
All right, let's talk weather on this Tuesday night with Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Legoo standing by the Outdoor Weather Center. Another chilly start to the day, Jeremy. Are we going to warm up at all this week?
If you ask me right now while I'm out on the back patio, the answer to that is no. And I can see my breath. It is chilly out here. Believe it or not, it's a little bit warmer than where we sat just 24 hours ago, but it is going to get cold again tonight. Temperatures go from the 40s and 30s. Every bit as cold as we were last night. We still have those frost advisories and some of the freeze warnings in effect across central Washington. That's for those temperatures getting down to near or below freezing. You might notice eastern Washington and North Idaho wind up even colder. Remember, we're not getting those frost advisories and freeze warnings because for us, our growing season's over, so we don't typically have those sensitive plants to worry about. By tomorrow afternoon, though, we're a little bit warmer. Temperatures climb into the upper 50s. It's a small increase from where we were today, but a small increase that is going to feel quite a bit warmer. We climb to the upper 50s the next 3 afternoons. Tomorrow morning, we're near freezing. Thursday morning, we're near freezing as well. And then those overnight lows start warming up as moisture returns to the atmosphere later this week. Mark?
Check back in with you later in the broadcast. Now to our night beat with a quick look at the day's top stories. Today, the Spokane County Medical Examiner confirmed that 38-year-old Derek Schaefer was shot to death on the Lower South Hill early Sunday morning. Tonight, his family is speaking out, hoping for justice and closure.
To lose a sibling is really weird. It's almost like I feel like I'm missing a piece of me. He was my best friend since birth. It's very different to deal with. And so it comes in waves, 1 minute I'll be fine and the next minute I'm not.
Police say an unknown suspect walked up to Schaefer's vehicle and shot him. It remains unclear what prompted the violence. Tonight, that suspect still on the loose. The investigation still ongoing. This afternoon, a Spokane County judge sentenced a woman for stealing pride flags and spraying the lawn of the Verdale United Church of Christ with diesel. Bridget Shannon and 3 others burned what the congregation believes was a Bible verse misinterpreted to be an anti-LGBTQ verse. Today in court, during impact statements, a church member spoke directly to her. Moving on now, in Oregon, the possibility of the National Guard deployment in Portland hangs in the balance. The Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals is still deciding whether to allow it. Last week, the president said he saw the Insurrection Act as a way to get around recent court rulings. The Insurrection Act gives the president the power to send military forces to states to deal with widespread public unrest. Meanwhile, protesters in Portland held signs, chanted, and danced outside the ICE building this weekend against the move. And that was your Night Beat. For more information on any of those stories, just head to our website, KREM.com. All right, don't go to bed just yet. Today, the U.S. Senate reconvened for their 8th attempt to reopen the government. Tonight, it remains closed. The reason why, coming up. But first, a courtroom outburst. Justin Crenshaw faced a judge today for a 15-year-old double homicide. His resentencing and the reaction in the courtroom in just 90 seconds.